I suppose it did not take long for me to see something quite interesting so far. Seems to be going down a really deep hole here. Hey, speaking of hole, I've always wondered, if you know, those globes that they sell. You know, everybody has seen a globe, right, with all the oceans and all that stuff. I've always wondered, I thought it'd be interesting if there was somebody out there that would sell the globe without the oceans, without the water, without the salt water, and to show how deep all the crevices are, the valleys, the mountains. And for example, to showcase, here's another idea, maybe on a separate globe, show where all the you know, the mighty sunken ships in history. For example, where the Titanic is, and all those Russian tanks, and but I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Basically, all I'm saying is, what if there was a globe out there that can show all the mountains and valleys and the depth of the oceans? Wouldn't that be an interesting to see? I don't think we would look at the world in the same way if we saw something like that. We always think of the world as a perfect round and kind of a flat surface, as far as the globe goes anyway. But I thought it'd be interesting to see. To showcase where the Marianas Trench is, you know, the deepest oceans out there, the biggest mountains that are underwater. I bet you if a guy had quite the knowledge and the capital to do it and start building a globe like that, I bet you it would sell quite a bit. I could certainly speak for myself. I'd definitely get one. So let's see, if the world is 24 miles around, because it takes 24 hours to get around, so 24,000, yeah, 24,000 miles around, right? 24,000 miles all the way around the globe. So if you were to cut through from the North Pole to the South Pole, or from the equator all the way to the other side of the equator, it would be what, 12,000 miles across. Okay, where are we going? To 99 Altoona State College. I guess we go straight. Yep, we go straight. Huh? Really? Yeah, we go straight. They said that the deepest part of the world is the Marianas Trench. What if you were to dig a hole in the Marianas Trench all the way punched through on the other side of the earth? How many miles would you have left to drill? And is it really true that the core of the world is nothing but liquid lava? Move over, Blue. By the way, I would like to ask you guys, if you go to, for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, you go to my home page or whatever that thing is, you click on my videos, does it show you guys in chronological order of my videos, or is it all scrambled and not in order? And how far back can you guys go to? I mean, can you guys go to the very first of my video? Or I've never seen my channel on a different computer, so I don't know what that looks like. I think my first YouTube video was something, if you type in my name and then AJ, it should come up. At any video, you type in my name and then / Petro. I think all my Petro videos should all come up, I think. Okay, here's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about, being an owner-operator. I kind of feel silly talking about this because I already talked about this, but then the microphone was not plugged in properly, so yeah, I'll have to do it again. Alright, let's say you get into truck driving. You go through the motion, you go to truck driving school, you get hired by Swift or all these companies, you become a student driver and become a co-driver or a solo driver, and pretty soon, 6 months out, company already wants you to become a lease purchase driver. I got some really good advice for you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. You get the point, right? Don't do it. One of the things that I didn't even realize this until later, is that most companies out there that will lease purchase their trucks usually are pretty older trucks with no warranty. And guess what? When you buy that truck lease purchase, you actually become the warranty of that truck. You get the point? Not only that you're paying for the truck monthly, you're also fixing the truck. And chances are you are not going to make it. So they recycle the whole thing again. I mean, I can tell you, these companies are really, really smart. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing for them. Now, here's the right way to do it. Now, this is just my opinion, okay, based on what I've seen. This is how I would do it. Go through school. Go have a 1-year experience as a truck driver. And all that time that you're driving the truck out there, learn as much as you can. In fact, listen to the XM radio. There's a truckers channel on the XM. That's all they ever talk about is truckers, owner operators and trucks and fuel mileage and fuel economy and how much of a load, where to go, what load, what company to lease onto, everything you know about trucking. I don't know what channel they are, but from what I heard, they start like 2 a.m. in the morning or midnight, something like that. But listen to those guys. They know what they're doing. All right. Now here's the thing. As I said, drive for a year, and at that time, save all the money you can. Get the experience. Save all the money you can so you can have a significant down payment for a truck through a dealership. And at the same time, build yourself a significant amount of savings account in an escrow somewhere, or let's call it a maintenance account. Okay, you buy yourself a truck with a significant down payment, then you lease onto someone, and then you got to be at least a month or 2 months ahead of your payments before you get into it. And what else? Oh yeah, and if you can prove to yourself that you're disciplined enough to, within that year or 2 years, if you can prove to yourself that you're disciplined enough to save all that money to do what I just described, then you'll make it. I know you'll make it. The biggest problem in owner-operator, especially with these young guys out there, is the discipline part. Look, if you're driving a truck for about a year and you can't discipline yourself to save money and put money out for a down payment in a truck, or or for a maintenance escrow. If you can't do that, being a company driver, how in the world do you expect to make it as an owner-operator when the business and the problem is in your face already? You get it? You understand what I'm saying? So once again, if you can prove to yourself that you can drive for a year and a half, 2 years, or however long it takes you to put away that amount of money for a down payment, and about a month or 2 months ahead of your truck note or payments, and still have a significant amount of maintenance escrow, and you'll make it. You'll make it. But in my opinion, if you can't do that, I don't know. But if you really want to make it, and if you really want to maximize your time, this is kind of hard though, because not too many people are financially, able to do it. But just like Jess' friend, who's a retired GM company, if I were him, I would have do this: bought me a slightly used truck, a slightly used trailer. Hey, you don't need to buy all those brand new stuff out there, man. There are drivers out there buying brand new trucks, and then 6 months later, they're done. And it's still as good as a truck as a brand new one, except it doesn't have that brand new tag on it, because it's slightly used. So anyway, if you had that kind of significant amount of money, buy yourself a truck and trailer. Why am I going to 80? I have no idea what's going on here. I think I should have taken that 322. Yeah, oh boy. I got lost. I don't know why. It's taking me this way. I'm gonna have to turn around. Alright, so again, the proper way to do it, if you have the significant amount of money stashed away, is buy yourself a truck, trailer, get yourself a laptop, the means to be able to go on the internet, buy yourself a subscription from getloaded.com. In fact, many of you out there can join getloaded.com. Check that out, getloaded.com, and you can join in for free for a free trial. And what that is a load board. That's a load board for all the trucking loads everybody on, well, there are several sites actually. Now let's just say if you're a manufacturing company like Coca-Cola or Minute Maid or Brand X or whatever, and you want to ship your load from California to Boston, you pay a service to have that your load posted on that website so drivers can find it, and so drivers can go on it and bid for it. And that's how you find your loads. Now most of the time you'll have to deal with brokers and or sometimes direct shippers. Now here's the problem with this idea that I have. Usually it will take about 35 days or 45 days before they will pay you. So here you are when you're just starting out. Here you are when you're starting out, and you're putting all these diesel. Usually, what happens is you're running around for 30 days or 40 days without any income. All you're doing is putting all your money into your tanks and all your maintenance with no returns. But once you've been on it long enough, then the money starts rolling in. The nice thing about this idea that I have is you can actually negotiate your price. Supposed to a lease purchase, they don't even call them owner operators. Supposed to lease purchase drivers, well, basically you get it what the company you're leased on tells you what it's worth. And you will never know. You'll have to take their word for it. It's the best way to do it, but as I said, it takes a lot of money to do it that way. My friend Larry and Bob, that's what they do. See, these guys have put enough significant amount of money on the side that they don't have to run every day. They don't have to pinch themselves to get the cheap load just so they can run that day. They're willing to sit out there in a truck stop for a day or two or three, waiting for that magic load with the magic number to pop up. Now brokers, what they do is they buy low and sell high. That's always the nature of the business. So these brokers, they will sell these loads real dirt cheap, and the cheapest one out there is C.H. Robinson. Oh boy, I laugh every time I pick up a load for them. But I tell you what, these cheap brokers like C.H. Robinson, they will pay let's just say $1.30 a mile, right, for that load. $1.30 is not by no means any good at all. Where am I going here? I don't want to end up going to the same place I was going. Try to remember my bearings here. All right. C.H. Robinson will have that load pick up for $1.30 mile. Get this, your truck and trailer at cost is gonna cost you about 80 cents a mile to run that truck. With all the fuel, with all the insurance, maintenance, I gotta bet you, I'm being conservative, that it's gonna cost you 80 cents a mile to run that truck. And that's not you know, that's without your pay. That's just at cost. So you're picking up this load for what? $1.30. Here you are at cost at at 80 cents. You're, as a company driver, I'm making more money than you will. But here's the point I'm getting at. Okay, if you can afford to sit in a truck stop and not be pinched to pick up just any dirt load just so you can run and have that payment by the end of the week, these companies that are dirt cheap, they always have drivers out there or companies that will fall off that load. What that means is they will bid on a load, they're all set up and all this stuff, but at the last minute, the driver that was committed to that load either broke down, can't make it, or whatever reason, they can't do the load. Okay, so here you are, available and ready at the truck stop, and C.H. Robinson is sweating bullets because they're under the gun that their customer is going to be unhappy. Let's just say a customer paid them $1,000 to move that freight. These brokers will actually pay $1,500 or $1,800 to have that freight move as soon as they can because they don't want to upset that shipper. My friend Bob, oh man, if these brokers are gougers of truckers, Bob is known to gouge those brokers. I always picture him as an eagle or a hawk, way up in the top of the tree, waiting for that mouse to fall and just zap them at the right moment. I tell you, some of these brokers he talks to or deals with, he says, "Where do you get off gouging brokers?" He says, "Yeah, like you guys don't do that all the time." It's a sad, sad day when brokers are actually making more money just by making phone calls than the people that are actually doing the work, physical work. That's a very, very sad day. But they do it all the time. And there are a lot of drivers out there that they just have the run, they have the need to run. They can't stand around sitting in a truck stop because they're bored. Now, how many of you out there, how many of us are guilty of being in a hurry, not because we were in a hurry, we just in a hurry to go somewhere, right? Well, I guess that applies to being an owner-operator too. Bob is really, really good at that. I think Bob averages about $1.80, $1.85 per mile for all the miles that he does. loaded or empty, at the end of the year, he makes $1.80 or $1.85 per mile. And that is good money. And Bob only runs about less than 50,000. Well, about 80,000 a year. Even less than that. Bob does not need to run that hard. Remember, the goal is not the mileage. It's the opposite. The shorter your mileage, the greater your pay. That is the ultimate goal. Let me put that in a little different way. Here's a load that pays $1,000. The exact same load, but one goes 500 miles and the other one goes 1,000 miles. Naturally, 500 miles, it makes more. He spends less. So anyway, welcome to State College, Pennsylvania. I got some really nice skiing places here. Well, once again, you have wasted, what is it, 30 minutes? Just like the car talk. Well, catch you later. Johnny, be good here. Peace. 45, Blue. 45.